Hi everyone, this is Peter. Today I want to introduce is the Sony PXW FS7 Mark II. Okay, so what's the difference in between the Mark II and Mark I, and then maybe including the outlook and also like maybe the internal functions, and then we will do a side-by-side comparison with the Mark I. Okay, so now we got two cameras. So this is Mark I and then this is Mark II. So there is four main parts which they have do some like changes. So which we talk about like the main body first. So on the Mark I and the Mark II, you will see there is maybe additional, there is three more customized buttons on the side of the panel for this, and then they are missing because I think nowadays there is a lot of people and then they want to put on more custom functions on the body, and then when they are taking out like the handles. So that's why on here you will get like more buttons. And the other thing is there is a major difference is on the Mark I, the ND is probably an optical ND. So that means when you flip the NDs and then they are actually just, you see there is a ND, just put it onto the in front of the sensor. But for this one, they are using the same technology on the FS5, which is the variable ND. So the variable ND is just like maybe on the two glasses, and then there is a layer of the electrons on that, and then when you put on the power, and then most likely, and then that layer will be actually getting black. So that means you can create a very smooth, like maybe a ND on it. So which is good, for example, like maybe if you go into an indoor area to an outdoor, or maybe opposite, and then you might need to like maybe increase and then you'll decrease your ND smoothly, not like maybe put on like you see to put on like an optical like ND on top. So for these situations, and then that variable ND is really useful for you. So that is maybe one of the big difference. So other than that, okay, on the viewfinder, so you will see, okay, on the viewfinder, the rod on the Mark I is a round design, which is a traditional one, and then but for the Mark II they are changed into square one. So the square one, they said like the square one is actually much harder to just slap it on, but for the Mark I they are very famous about like to slap on the viewfinder. So this is quite a good improvement, and also at the same time surrounding that square they have put on some rubber on it, so which is make it much tighter. So at the same time, okay, you see there is a two lock over there, so you can actually change like differently rather than maybe one lock doing the two things, which is make the things a little bit like complicated. And also on the on-camera mic mounting, this is actually probably like maybe is locked permanently, but for this one you can actually change or even toggle out yourself, which is make you maybe more versatile when you want to maybe position your mic. Okay, so other than that, what else? Okay, so there is two more big difference on the hardware design. First is the handle. So you will see both handle is look like the same, but there are some difference. Okay, first for the Mark I, everyone know that if you want to change the lane for the Mark I, you might need to using the screwdriver and then unlock the screw at the back, and then you can actually release the length, and then you can lock the back. But which is actually quite maybe annoying, because if you don't have like maybe a screwdriver, and then you're probably screwed. Okay, so for this one, for the Mark II, they have actually changed the screwdriver into a lock. So that means you can actually just like maybe changing your positions much easier compared with the screwdriver. So that is a huge improvement on the Mark II compare with the operations like maybe functions. So other than that, okay, the other biggest like maybe improvement for the Mark II compared with Mark I is the lens mounting design. So okay, that is the Mark I. So for the Mark I, the mounting design is probably the same as the DSLR or maybe A7S series, which is the E-mount, and then okay, just like okay, white dot to white dot, and then you just like okay, put it on, okay, and then locked Okay, so it's easy. But everyone know that because for this kind of design of mount, and then they have a small gaps in between. So that means when you put on to a very tele lens, and then when you're doing like maybe a focus or something else, because there is a gap in between the lens and also the mount, and then you will see the shot is actually just wobbling. And then yeah, you can actually using a rod, a mat box, all the things, and then to support it, and then to let it make it like maybe steady. But maybe that is some like maybe a disadvantage on the design of this original like E-mount adapter. So but for the Mark II, they have changed a lot. So first you will see they have put on the E-mount but make it more like a kind of like PL mount mounting mechanism. So for example, like okay, for this one, I release the upper one, and then I push this up. You will see the connectors, the mounting is slightly different. So because when you turn this, and then the gap in between the mount is actually narrower, so which make you lock the lenses much tighter compared with the previous one. So but how you lock it up, and then you might have to maybe live with it, because you have to align the lenses, okay, perfectly, and then start to turn, and then you can actually put further like maybe lock onto this unit, which makes the lens almost like impossible to just like maybe wobbling around in between the body and the lenses, which is a big improvement on the mounting mechanism compared with the Mark 1. So other than that, okay, if you are talking about like the Mark 2 K with lenses, they are a huge difference, because okay, everyone know that on the Mark 1, the lens come with it on the K versions, so which is with lens, is the 28 to 135 mm f4 OSS optical stabilizer lenses, so which is support 4K. But for the Mark 2 K versions, the lens come with it is changed to 18 to 110 mm f4 OSS lenses. So okay, you say, okay, the range still like a bit odd, because okay, now they have an improvement, which is they give you a wide angle, which is 18. But maybe the tele, okay, is still like maybe even a bit shorter than compared with the 28 to 135. But to be honest, okay, I think at least now, like maybe you got a wide angle, rather than maybe the 28 to 103 is not too wide, not too tele, and then just in between is a bit odd, and then I can't do the wide shot, I can't do the tele, and then what's the point? I have to get this lens, and then but for now, it's actually better. You have 18, you have a wide angle. So other than that, for these lenses, we have run the test, and then which we find out there is a huge improvement on the focus compared with the 28 to 135. So after this, and then we will do some tests about the performance of these lenses. And also the zoom speed is probably much better compared with the 28 to 135 too. So we will also run this test too. So okay, that's it. That is the outlook on the hardware-wise different in between the Mark 1 and Mark 2. So afterwards, and then we will going to talk about like the what's the difference in between the menu inside. Okay, so on the menu settings, on the functions of this Mark 2, unfortunately, they don't have a lot of improvement. So there is two major ones. So okay, so first is the reaction time for the menu is actually much faster compared with the Mark 1, because Mark 1, a lot of people find out like maybe when you change the menu, and then it's a bit of delay when you change everything. So now it's much smoother. And then the other thing is, now on the paint, and then in the matrix, so on the preset select, now you can set either is F55 light 709, or maybe the BT2020. So the BT2020 is similar than the 709, which is the HD standard. On the color space is the 709, but if you're talking about 4K, the standard of the color space is the BT2020. So that means, okay, if you're shooting 4K, you can actually set to 2020 rather than the 709. So, okay, that is the two major functions improvement on the Mark II. So everything is the same compared with Mark 1. Okay, so because the FS7 Mark II, the design is probably the same as the Mark I, so that's why your existing rig system for FS7 can work together, which is good. Just like this shape special shoulder mount unit for the FS7, so you can work with the Mark II again, saving money. Okay, so this is the lens for the Mark II kit lens, which is the 18 to 110. So this one is the Mark I kit lens, which is 28 to 135. So for me, okay, for the size and also for the weight, they are pretty the same. So, but I think the 18 to 110 will be better because, okay, you got like a wider shots, and then for the 28 to 135, especially on the Super 35, and then it's not too wide, not too taily, and then it's just in between. It's quite hard to use. Okay, other than that, okay, there is two big improvement on the hardware wise. Okay, first, on the 18 to 110, and then on the hood, there is a built-in covers, which is fantastic because, okay, on the 28 to 135, that is another cap. So maybe if you in a hurry and then you put it in somewhere, and then that cap will be so easy to get, like maybe a loss. So and then you have to pay for it, and then it's a lot of hassle. And then the other thing is, because as I said, the focus speed is improved on the 18 to 110, but still is as not fast as the all-in-one units. So you might need to put on like maybe some follow focus unit, and then now this 18 to 10 to 110, the focus ring is actually built in a ring of 0.8 pitch gear, so which is good. So that means you no need to put on any external unit, and then you can put on the rod, plug the follow focus, and then you can use it straight away. But for the 28 to 135, you still need to put on your own gear, and then to put on your stuff yourself. So other than that, okay, maybe there is the difference in between each other. But for example, like this, the zoom on the lens itself, the optic stabilizer on off, and all things is probably in the same locations. They have probably same design, but on the 18 to 110, they have some improvement onto the focus speed and also zoom speeds. So on the next part, we will going to test both lenses and then to see how good they are actually perform.